Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Paul and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae Boys who take the lead.
Ball chat. Greetings, football lovers. Welcome to Ball Chat, a podcast, the show where we review some of the week's major news in the world of football. My name is Benton, along with the family. George, well, go on, family. How you stay?
I'm good enough. I'm good.
I suspect you had a wonderful week with your Eagles beat and teach a team in the American Super Bowl, but then you have Manchester United to round out the week today.
Well, I mean, what goes up must come down. So,
Yo, it's too extreme over your yard. You have Eagles dominant excellence over your ends, and then you have the worst of the running to the bottom over the other side in Manchester United.
no, we don't run into no bottom.
No, that's the word of the commentator during today's game against Tottenham. The march to the bottom continues for Manchester United. But overall, hopefully all is well, family.
Yeah, but hopefully it's still on your side because, the world will move away, be.
Yes. Babylon will move away, family. Babylon will move away. Hopefully the family is doing well. Everyone hopefully had a safe week. Big jam-packed show. We have a jam-packed show. Remember, send on your Ballas and bugs. Big up to all the listeners. Those of you who tune in week in and week out. If you're new to the content, new subscriber, this is the content for you. Subscribe. If you're new here, go ahead and smash the like button. We do this every week at 5 p.m. Eastern. Review the world, some major news in the world of football. On today's show, we have English Premier League recap. Manchester United versus Spurs. That will be a short recap. Man City, dominant performance against Newcastle. Liverpool, Junior Slot says that he wasn't impressed. He said they're a little bit shaky. Arne Slot post-match press conference, we discussed Liverpool. Junior, we'll also discuss the difference in La Liga, the difference between FU and F off in La Liga's massive situation going on over there between Jude Bellingham and the referees. And La Liga's Hans Flick also came out and chimed in regarding Jude Bellingham's red card. Champions League football coming up this week. We'll preview Champions League game and recap the week that was in Champions League football. Second leg action coming up in the middle of the week. We'll also have Jamaican football report. Junior, your ball of Shabar Boza Nicholson started for Tijuana against Juarez. Imagine that. In the Mexican League. Yo, when we hear Juarez, it's just a different vibe. And I was watching I did watch Narcos recently. Alright, let's get to it.
But listen. With the state of affairs and the way how the world is right now, I am not touching that. Big up to Dalton, big up to Arlene. Dalton said, here's men's ball chat. Junior top 10 lie. Good. I'm good, Dalton. Trust me. I am happy. He said the Ballas are City, Brighton, and Liverpool, plus the big bad bunny shark. Big up to Arlene. Arlene, big up yourself. Tuning in from I Am Jamaica. So the big up to the I Am Jamaica page as well.
Excellent. Big up family. We want to discuss Bunny Shaw later on, Junior. Bunny Shaw doing the Dr. Socrates fist bump, or fist, after scoring a beautiful goal in the Women's Super League. All right, let's get to it. Let's start with Manchester United versus Spurs. Junior, this football game ended 1-0 for Spurs. I think from a business standpoint, from the Premier League, this is a bad product to display in prime TV. This was a bad football game. For real football fans, yes, it was a bad football game. We're talking for a product to be shown on PE foul
It's an entertaining game. It was a stretch game. Both teams are not good enough to put away each other. Tottenham just happened to luckily score theirs. But both teams, ironically, I'm going to stretch out on a limb and say this.
Hopefully it's a big limb.
Well, it's a big limb because, if for a guy my size, one step out on any limb other than a big limb, I'm already falling. So, I think this was a Europa League final preview. I really think this game is going to be replayed in the Europa final, and we'll see what happens next time. But apart from that, it's probably one of the worst. It's one of the most entertainingly bad games I've seen in a long while. Because you never know what will happen next.
Wait, I just want to make sure I'm hearing this straight.
Yes, I am 100% correct. When I said it, I'm on that list.
So with all the injuries that Man United have, you're making a proclamation or prediction that the Manchester United will be in the Europa League final?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Man U and Tottenham.
Are you drinking over there?
Man U and Tottenham, if they don't face each other, will be playing in the finals of the Europa League. I truly believe that.
And I want to make sure that this decision or this prediction is not under any influence. You're of clear mind and
Yes.
and no sort of Ray and nephew sort of influence.
Yes, I'm 100% clear.
Okay.
Manchester United and Tottenham. And see, big up Dalton. Dalton saying Bugs is Michael Oliver in the Merseyside Derby and Chell Doodle and Pan United. Arlene says, I agree, Junior. It is going to replay again. Dalton says, Junior, Lego the weed. Pan United not making it to the finals. And then Arlene says, they will be playing in the final. I agree. I'm telling you guys this right now. For Inch to maintain his, I think it's more for Tottenham than Manchester United. For Inch to keep his job, assuming he is still there, he has to win a trophy this year. And the one trophy that he legitimately has a chance of winning is the Europa Cup. They will make it to the final. I'm telling you this right now.
All right. So you have Arlene in your camp.
Yes.
Is that your burner account, Junior?
No, sir. I big up Arlene. No, I'm telling you, no. Trust me. That we will.
Yeah.
When it happens, you will say, boy.
When we go gambling, you're always skeptical of the person who said, "Trust me." Still,
That's true.
this is true. Ruben Amorim says we are frustrated every day, and so are the fans. Junior, big up Mark Goldbridge. You really, is a guy who's very successful in this space, vlogging and covering a particular team. I checked out Mark Goldbridge recently, and he's been very adamant about it's not a coaching problem, and we have been down this road many times regarding this discussion. It's not a coaching problem, it's an Ineos and a Glazer problem. Now, the Ineos part of this is now new to me. Is Ineos a problem here, Junior? As in Manchester United, that is.
I think Ineos's transparency is a problem.
Okay.
Because real quick, I would have to spend more than 2 minutes to say that much. Manchester United coming in this season, we knew they needed players. Can we agree on that? They're not good enough. Leading up to the January transfer window, we knew they needed players more than they did at the start of the season. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
But you only bring in one player that is going to start in the January transfer window. Who's that fault? So that is where I said transparency. Ineos might have a plan. They might say, look, we're not going to overspend on players in January. Let us try to survive the season, and we'll restart in the summer. If they had come out and said that right now, my peace that I'm feeling would be reciprocated throughout all the Manchester United fan base. I am at peace. You have some people out there that is holding on to some hope that they are going to flip the switch, figure out a game, get a 10-game winning streak, and find top 4. It's not happening. Ineos need to come out and just simply say, look, we're not good enough. The players not good enough. This is an extended preseason. Players, would have the rest of the season to prove that you should be here, yes or no. And if the coach thinks you're good enough, we'll see you on tour in May. If the coach thinks you're not good enough, start find a new club. Just come out and say it. But this silence from Ineos just make you feel like it's Glazers 2.0. And that is where Mark is going with it. But
okay.
I idiot side that, man.
And I think one image that was quite profound for me watching this football game is the Ineos logo is on the bench at Tottenham, and I didn't know Ineos is a sponsor of Tottenham. So I mean, I know they run a business, so they have to do what they have to do, but it's a bit puzzling to see Ineos have spent money over Tottenham and Manchester United need some money for some players.
It's a bad outlook, but that's the problem with that's one of the problems with corporations taking over sports, especially in world football. Because in football, look at Liverpool for argument's sake. Liverpool is a big side, right? And the people in Liverpool is a part of that structure. That's a part of the society there in Liverpool. It's the same with Manchester United. But when you have an external owner come in, and the external owner come in and say, look, we don't like this jersey, or we need to put this on the front of the jersey, or we're going to raise ticket prices, or we're going to, instead of selling popcorn, we're going to sell hot dog. Them little things where you show that you're disconnected from the community affects the product on the field, because the players and the society and the community don't have any more interaction. That's where the problem is. So I think world football is changing, unfortunately. Football like we loved it, when we watch club teams, is going away, and it's morphing into something else.
James Maddison, man of the match for this football game. I think personally, I think, for Tottenham and a win is a win. They haven't won at home since November in the Premier League.
3.5 months. That's crazy.
Yeah, and also, to be fair to them, they've also had their run of bad injuries, right? So, in fact, when Ange was asked about the injury, his thoughts on the injuries over at Manchester United, I think his to paraphrase, he said, try going a few months with that problem and see, So he, basically said, Brendan, I don't really care what's going over there. So, but, he also said it was good to have James Maddison on the field, and ultimately, much needed 3 points for Tottenham. Much needed.
Yes.
Much needed 3 points for Tottenham.
And for me, the ball of the game is Vicario. Vicario made some good saves today, on his return back. So, I remember this is the same Tottenham that had problems coming out the back with the ball. This is the same Tottenham that gave away some stupid goals, right? Uh-huh. So they could be rounding into shape at the right time. And I'm going to steal a little bit of what Tim Howard said. Tim Howard brought it up at the end of the game, saying that there is something else going on behind the scenes that we are not aware of. The way how the Tottenham players reacted at the end of the game shows that the results and the chemistry is not the same. The chemistry is built back in the locker room. The results will start to show. And Enge did say, give me my players back, we will start to win. So maybe this is it.
Good luck to Tottenham. Continue our English Premier League roundup. Other results. Liverpool defeated Wolves 2-1. Luis Diaz and Mohamed Salah with a goal. Mohamed Salah, the Egyptian king. Matheus Cunha is a baller. We already know this. Sometimes we just have to affirm it and restate it. There is no way Matheus Cunha should be a Wolves player after the next summer, after this coming summer, barring an injury.
I agree.
Barring an injury. And maybe Manchester United or Ineos should take a serious look at Matheus Cunha, providing that they want to spend that level of money.
No, I think he'll be playing in Manchester, just on the blue side. I think he's tailor-made to take over from Bernardo Silva. Tailor-made. He is easily plugged into Manchester City. To me, it's almost lock and key that he will be playing for that Etihad next year.
Mohamed Salah scored again a penalty, a man of the match award. As I said at the beginning of the show, Slot said that he didn't like the last 20 minutes of this football game. We saw the Merseyside derby tie with Everton when Liverpool gave up that goal. The last Merseyside derby at Everton Stadium. I'm slipping on the name of that stadium. You know the name of my stadium? I know.
We're at Goodison Park.
Yeah, but Slot said to that effect regarding that game and today's game, the last 20 minutes, he wasn't too happy with the performance, but they're a little bit shaky. But I mean, bottom line, as we always say, a win is a win.
And let me prove to Dalton that I'm not smoking. The beauty about Slot's comment is the difference in Liverpool this year and last year. It's the same team, the same exact roster, basically, right? You have a legendary coach, and you have a coach that is coming in trying to make his name, right? In a week, in a stretch of 7 games, in a stretch of 7 days, you lost to Plymouth in the FA Cup, right? And I looked at you last week and said, if they don't come out of the Everton game, which is a trap game, with all 3 points, could this be the start of a Slot slip? Now, people say we hate Liverpool, but I really say something sometimes. There's always a method to my madness. Liverpool have a crazy schedule coming up right now for the next 3 games. They play Aston Villa Wednesday. They're going to play, I think, City.
Yeah, play City and Man City on Sunday.
And then they play a Newcastle will just get the brakes beaten off of them. Right? Slot's comment today is more about the next 3 games than the last 3 games. I think Slot is happy he survived the week with losing a game and none of them being in the Premier League. I think he's happy because Premier League is what he covets, in my opinion. I think he's happy that they went to Everton, lost the 2 points at the death, and then come back and play against the Wolves, where I was already preparing to say Slot have a problem against Portuguese coaches. That I was planning to run that, because remember that has been his Achilles heel this year. He can't beat Nuno. Trouble with Amorim. Wolves beat him or run him off of the field earlier, and him come back now and figured out a way. Liverpool figured out a way to win this game going into Wednesday. Last year, Klopp would have been like, the boys showed great energy. I'm so proud of these boys, and they played too many games and put a big smile and and blah 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 blah. I love these boys. Slot said, no, I'm not happy. I'm not content. Last 3 games is all right. We have Aston Villa Wednesday. Aston Villa is a bigger side than Wolves. I will barely beat Wolves. The focus is there on this team, and there's a focus there from Slot's comments that I think Liverpool just transcends everybody this year, in my opinion.
Ball of the week to Endo, Wataru Endo. He came on today. A guy who don't get a lot of minutes, but he came on for Liverpool and did his job. And I mean, defensively, Liverpool needed that defensive cover, especially down the third. They had to sub Ibrahim Kanate because he picked up a yellow card. you know. But looking at the schedule, Aston Villa will get beaten on Wednesday. That
Whoa.
yeah, Liverpool will beat Aston Villa on Wednesday.
At Villa Park.
At Villa Park. Liverpool will beat Aston Villa on Wednesday at Villa Park. The Man City team that we saw yesterday against Newcastle. No, this is a different animal. I think bringing in, and we'll discuss Man City Newcastle here in a few minutes. I think this transfer of Nico Gonzalez in that midfield, and of course your baller, the Egyptian Marmoush, makes this a little bit a trickier ball game for Liverpool coming up. And then Newcastle, they typically have a very competitive close game with Liverpool over the years, but Liverpool usually beat them. So Liverpool takes 6 points from these three games. The Man City game, I think, is a toss-up for me because of what I saw yesterday in that game.
I think the Man City game could be Liverpool's easiest game of the next three.
And it could be because
I think Man City is a derivative of what happened with Real Madrid. I think Man City took out their frustrations on Newcastle because of what happened with Real Madrid. Real Madrid can very well show up this week and put this tie to bed very early. And then the Man City players at that point will have to make a business decision. We have 3 months left in the season. Basically, have nothing left to play for. This could be...
they still have played the Champions League.
No, if them lose, if Real Madrid put the tie to bed, it done.
No, I'm talking about qualifying for Champions League. You said that.
We know. All right. What I mean is, we know they're going to finish top 4.
Well, we don't know. I don't know. At least you know. I don't know.
All right. For me, my approach as a Man City player would be, I expect. All right. I expect to finish top 4. Can I finish top 4 and with a loss to Liverpool Sunday? Yes. So why would I get up for Liverpool when I know Liverpool is the better team?
Because you can move out of 4th to 3rd. You're closing in on Nottingham Forest.
True, but I really think Liverpool, a focused Liverpool versus a focused Man City as currently configured, I don't think City have a chance.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that game at the end of the show. You know, but I mean, we'll talk about the Newcastle game in a few minutes with Man City and then the implications for Real Madrid in Champions League when we get to the preview. But yeah, you might be right. I mean, ultimately that Real Madrid game does have some sort of, could potentially have an impact on what transpires next Sunday at the Etihad. But as for Liverpool, I don't see Liverpool dropping points against Aston Villa. I mean, not Aston Villa that was struggling to beat Ipswich.
That struggling to beat, couldn't beat.
Yes, couldn't beat. Yeah, they couldn't beat Ipswich. In fact, Ipswich led, and I
think they had an eye on Wednesday.
But
I think they had an eye out.
Ball of the week to Endo in that Liverpool team, coming on, getting valuable minutes and contributing. Continuing our EPL roundup, Arsenal defeated Leicester City 2-0. But before the scenario with Arsenal, goals from Mikel Moreno, I mean, he jokingly said, I am not going to be the one playing forward. Is this a potential solution for them? Junior Kai Havertz is out. He is their leading goal scorer. Imagine that, and you try to win title.
You see, Arsenal is one of those teams where I think I don't know who to blame, but they get set up in a way that every week we have to it would be crazy. It would be funny if we did a montage of every week the comments that we make of Arsenal and how up and down it would be. It'd be funny. Arsenal, which is supposed to be a Premier League contending team, right? They are supposed to be the team right now that is chasing Liverpool. But we cannot seem to make a consistent good vibe about them. We're now this far in the season, is this their solution at number 9? We're really going to say a team that is competing for the Premier League title this far in the season, after the mid-season transfer market window closed, we are going to say they are possibly better because they lost a starter at this reach? Nah, man. Nah.
I mean,
no, man.
And even with all that being said, Junior, and we're looking at Arsenal's EPL results here for the season. I am really pushing hard to find the last time Arsenal lost a football game. You know, they drew with Everton in December. They drew with Fulham in December. You know, so I mean, they lost to what? Newcastle in November. So and based on what, unless my eyes are going, that was the last time they lose a football game. Now, granted, they drew with Brighton and so forth. So, I mean, they do have a very good season.
They have a good season, but they don't have a good vibe about them. It's almost like they're beating who they should beat, but they cannot transcend where they are. And that's just them in a nutshell. It's like Arsenal beat Leicester 2-0, whoop-de-doo. It's like that's just a feeling. We know they're going to drop the ball. We know they're going to mess up at the end. We know they're going to find some way to drop points here when they really need it. It's just,
It's just probably a piece of bad mind are going over there, sir.
No. I am the one that was carrying Arsenal for the last 3 years. You forgetting? I was the one that's
true. I guess you ran out of patience. Continuing EPL roundup. Aston Villa drew 1-1 with Ipswich. Fulham monumental victory at Craven Cottage over Nottingham Forest. Willian Jr., all foot Willian. Boy, the man always finds a way to get back at Fulham somehow. I don't know, and probably have people over there. As he did get on the field, he was a free agent or unattached player that Fulham brought in. But overall, a massive 3 points for Marco Silva's Fulham.
Yeah, and Nuno is now starting to ride that roller coaster train of up and down, of inconsistencies, right? You have to wonder if there's if the Nottingham Forest players are now looking towards the end of the season. We have to start thinking about that now. Like, are they starting to think that they are better than they really are? Because
maybe it's probably, at some point depth is probably gonna be a factor down the stretch, and I mean, Chris Wood can only go hard for so long, right?
Right.
And if Chris Wood does drop off, even though he did score, who's the next man up to really kind of, score a bag of goals for them? I mean, I don't think Jota Silva is going to score a bag of goals for them. So,
but at least don't give up 2 goals. At least play in the ascendancy. At least create multiple chances over again, and you're playing against a team that you are that much better than, based on the stats, based on the where you are in the table. Go out there and approach a game that way, and don't give them the confidence to come back.
Yeah, but Fulham has been good at Craven Cottage. I mean, we can't diss the man them thing because Fulham has done quite well. So at home, it's been a very competitive outfit, and Imagine I said Fulham has done quite well at home, and then we realize Manchester United defeated them at Craven Cottage.
And it's not only that. This is coming from the same person who now said that Liverpool 100% is beating Aston Villa Wednesday at Villa Park. The Aston Villa.
Yeah, man.
But where is the confidence there for Fulham?
No, Liverpool is beating Aston Villa. Liverpool is beating Aston. Not this Aston Villa that I saw playing Ipswich. No, Liverpool's beating that team. And we talk about us. I think Aston Villa under Unai Emery might be coming to a plateau.
I think Unai Emery saw the plateau coming, which is why he made those two big transfers in January. Because they still haven't assimilated them as yet.
Yeah. We'll see.
So I agree, but I think he saw the plateau coming. Big up BM. BM says, greetings, Ball Chat. What a depressing weekend of football. That's if you're a Reggae Boys and a Manchester United fan. You too, BM. BM, it's like, look, water is wet. Reggae Boys under 17. When have Reggae Boys under 17 done the opposite and surprised us? Come on, so talk about that. Because
ball of the week to well, go ahead, Junior. Give your ball of the week. Man City defeated Newcastle 4-0.
Of course, it has to be the new Egyptian, the young lion, Mr. Mamouche.
The thing that surprised me is just how easy this victory was. It was how easy this ball game was. I mean, Newcastle has been a good team for the last few weeks, few months. They were excellent against Liverpool in that 3-3 game. And, I mean, Isak has been scoring. Players are healthy. And this game was over in the first 30 minutes or so?
Yeah, but I think there was some... All right. For me...
Well, maybe first 35 minutes.
There's overreactions. We can overreact to certain things, right? Because Man City could have easily drawn this game. Not easily, but they could, based on their run of form, based on what happened against Real Madrid in the midweek. It wouldn't, with Isak coming in, he'll be odds on to at least score at least one goal, right? Based on what happened against Real Madrid in the last 10 minutes of that game. But looking at this game, you have to ask yourself, is Man City that good? Are they starting to turn the corner? Are they playing that much better? Or is this Newcastle being Newcastle and the reason why we all kept saying Eddie Howe, despite where they are, is on the hot seat? And I think it's a little bit of the latter. I think it's a little bit of Eddie Howe being on the hot seat. I think he cannot prepare a team to play above their socks or play above their skis. They can only play the way they play. I don't think he has figured out a way to really motivate them to say, yo, we're going to go to Etihad and we're not losing. I don't think Eddie, I think that's one of his blind spots right now as a coach. And I think it has more to be said about Newcastle than it does of Man City. I think that's what this game is, really.
Ball of the week to Nico Gonzalez. Nico Gonzalez. I actually don't know why Man City didn't make this transfer at the beginning of the transfer window. This player probably should have secured from January 1st. And what it shows me in this football game with Nico Gonzalez playing alongside Ilkay Gundogan, it frees up Gundogan to be the best version of himself. He doesn't have to worry about doing all the heavy tackling or running back defensively. He can solely focus on putting the ball in the attacking third in places where a Marmoush and others can exploit. So, impressive. I mean, Savinho was excellent in this football game. Yo, Savinho gave that a him salad.
Lewis Hall. and Lewis Hall get my bug of the week, but go ahead.
Why
Lewis
Lewis
Hall, the
Hall
left
get a
back.
bug of the week? The man just get. Isn't a salad enough? What warrants the bug of the week?
He just wasn't prepared. It's more than the salad, you know. It just wasn't prepared. And that's why I think that Eddie Howe have to shoulder some of the blame. You play regardless of how pundits out there might want to disrespect Savinho. I said
Regardless of how ball chat.
yeah, everybody. You as Newcastle, you are the one that is playing the player. You better respect the baller. You better respect the baller. And Lewis Hall did not respect Savinho. And when he got reminded of who Savinho was, he went to bed. He wanted nothing to do with Savinho after that. He was running away from Savinho. It was painful. Painful to watch.
Impressive display by Man City. Newcastle has work to do. Only before one final point before we walk away from this football game, or take ourselves. Your striker Erling Haaland picked up a knock. Any concerns about the Viking family?
What has been the report though? Because it looked bad, but he got up and walked off. That might have been Viking energy. And when you reach back, pain energy kick in and say, brother, go sit down. So we don't know. I don't know.
Pep Guardiola hopeful Haaland can face Madrid. According to Guardiola, when he went down, everyone was scared, but he walked off smiling, and the doctor didn't tell me bad news, so hopefully he's fine. I have not spoken to the doctor. Maybe it's not bad as it could be. End quote.
You want me to hit you with a hot take?
Go ahead with the hot take, Junior.
This is my hot take. Junior's hot take. This week's hot take. Man City have a better chance of beating Real Madrid without Haaland.
Man City has a better chance of beating Real Madrid without.
Manchester City has a better chance.
What? Without the Viking?
Manchester City has a better chance of beating Real Madrid without Erling Haaland.
Okay, I can see that because you need somebody who can play a ball, not just score a goal.
Fair enough. And even if Erling Haaland play this week, I am going to go out on a limb and say he won't play like a target striker.
And here you go with that limb again.
Yes, I'm going on that limb, sir.
You already hit up by the Manchester United Spurs prediction, and now you've on another limb regarding Erling Haaland.
So if I get this limb right, I don't think Man City can beat Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. I think it's a little bit too much of an ask. However, when you look at what Barcelona did to Real Madrid the couple times they played them this year, where did Barcelona get their joys? It's off the wings with players running inverted at an angle. There is no target striker. Lewandowski actually is the one that started most of those. Look for Erling Haaland to do the same thing this week. What Mamouche doing this against Newcastle is not going to be a one and done. Look for Mamouche and Savi. And he started Jack Grealish midweek gone. It blew my mind. Jack Grealish not seen the field this week. Look for those wingers at Man City to be running at Real Madrid this week. It just feel, and maybe he start Alaba and my boy Rudiger, maybe. But I'm telling you right now, I'm on that limb. I expect it to be a horse race. I really expected a horse race this week. I expect a different Man City to show up. Watch.
Yeah, man, this should be a good football game. But we wrap up Premier League before we discuss Champions League and other football news coming up this week. One final game we want to discuss before we leave the Premier League. Kudos ball of the week to Everton and David Moyes. 2-1 victory over Crystal Palace. Junior, the David Moyes return to Everton is like, it's really ignited this fan base. And Beto gets a ball of the week. Fans singing Beto's name. Everton looking good. You know what? Carlos Alcaraz gets a ball of the week. A freshly minted transfer from Flamengo in the Brazilian league. But you know who get the bug? Dirty Southampton. And reason why, Carlos Alcaraz was a Southampton player. We won the clock 2 years ago. He was a Southampton player. But somehow Carlos Alcaraz ended back in the Premier League playing for Everton. Look at Southampton now. Okay, I'm done. I am done. In fact, we remember Carlos Alcaraz was excellent in the Premier League for Southampton when they were in the Premier League. But somehow somebody at Southampton felt the need to move Carlos Alcaraz on to Flamengo. And here is Carlos Alcaraz. Not only has he scored on debut returning for Everton, he also assisted Beto. Come on, go on. You can't make this stuff up.
The thing for me though with Everton is David Moyes' football is so simple.
And sorry, Junior, it's even so crazy that the Premier League fan page has Carlos Alcaraz in the Southampton jersey and the man of the match for the Everton game. What is this? What people in answer this? Them have Carlos Alcaraz picture in our Everton in a Southampton jersey as the man of the match for Everton. You can't make this stuff up. And let me zoom in to make sure my eyes are not playing tricks on me. Go ahead, Junior.
It is Southampton's jersey that he has on. He doesn't have a profile pic as yet for Everton. He hasn't done one as yet for a headshot yet for Everton's team as yet. So it's funny. But David Moyes, you remember Stephen Pienaar?
Repeat, I didn't hear.
You remember Stephen Pienaar?
Yes, the South African.
And you remember Leighton Baines?
Yeah.
You remember Arteta? He had Arteta. What I mean is, you have to, once Moyes get going with his Everton team, you see semblances of those players that he had that made him successful, and just plug and play. And it's a simple football. I mean, play good defense, play for each other, support each other, attack together. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. And they played to the whistle. Because that second goal, they played to the whistle. They could have stopped and said, wait, is it not a penalty? No, the man said, no, play on. Ashley Young, taking his shot, bounce and ricochet and go all about. It is a simple football. And David Moyes is one of the last of the old Premier League coaches, where I just have my style. It's not going to be the best, but it's going to be effective.
Yeah, so when do we make any sort of broad conclusion on this hire? There was some of us in this space, in this assessment space, who thought that the move away from Sean Dyche was a bit premature. But I mean, I think a lot of us also felt like, if David Moyes can't get it right, then Everton gone to the dog. I mean, a club legend. And they're moving to a new stadium, and he has Everton fans are actually dreaming again.
No, but you see, it's all about growing pains. And how do you limit growing pains? Is that that big of a actually it's the same concept, different result. West Ham went from David Moyes to Lopetegui, and Lopetegui come in and want to reinvent the wheel, right? But the style of football that David Moyes play, it is not that different than Sean Dyche, other than play Sean Dyche football, but give me some more energy to be creative, right? And then we will fill in the cracks here and there. And it looks like the players rather play the way how David Moyes wants to play. So, because things are going well now, we can't say, oh, Sean Dyche had a lid on them, had them playing within themselves, and now David Moyes is giving them freedom to do what they want. It's just that the systems translate well, and a different voice asking you to do something that you are more comfortable doing, you play better. And it helps that you find a lucky goal against Liverpool at the end in the last Merseyside derby at Goodison Park, and everybody feel good, and you keep it going. Now, you better beat Man U.
And big up to all the Everton fans who listen to Ball Chat week in and week out. That wasn't a lucky goal at the end. That was a hard scrabble, hard fought goal at the end.
The build-up to the goal was lucky.
Big up to the Toffee fans that listen to Ball Chat week in and week out. That was not a lucky goal.
The build-up to the goal was lucky, but the cross that came off a deflection. That could have gone anywhere. But it shows the fight in the team. I didn't mean it as disrespect.
Junior, probably the worst team right now, or a team that's in a crossroad. Well, not the worst team, but a team that's in a crossroad in the English Premier League. It's the big bad Chelsea Football Club. Mariska said this is the worst performance he has seen, a worst performance, and it is the worst Chelsea's performance under Mariska's tenure. 3-piece meal picked up from Brighton. That goal from Mitoma. Oh my God, that's heavenly. That touch.
Baller. That first touch.
Oh boy, that's
baller.
They might be sending Trevor Chalobah back on loan after that.
No, but Chalobah tried his best. I don't know how. You can't. Who you going to blame for that? You can't.
You mean who you going to blame for that? You're a defender. You can't let him control that ball. There's other ways to interrupt a player than taking the ball. You can use your body. Yo, how much Chalobah and damn food? I want you. Push him down. Do something. Lean on him.
All right. No disrespect to Mitoma, but Mitoma is not the original Ronaldo. He's not Thierry Henry.
Yes.
Chalobah played it right. He was just beaten by a perfect touch.
It was just a perfect touch. I agree. We cannot I will not disagree with the touch. It's heavenly. But as a defender, you cannot allow that player to make that touch.
Yeah, okay, you can't allow him to make the touch, but if any obstruction, that's a red card.
No, it's an accidental. All right, because both of you are run to the ball. Isn't there so wait, Mitoma faster than Chalobah these days?
No, Mitoma is faster than Chalobah. Yesterday, last week, last month, tomorrow, today, next week, an hour from now.
No, we are going to tell Chalobah for turning in card.
And look out, hold on. Because you're good at geometry. Both of them were standing on the half line. The ball was kicked straight over Mitoma's head. Chalobah came at an angle. Who had the longer distance?
What angle Chalobah take?
Chalobah
is that 90-degree angle take? I come like him a go around corner like how.
It wasn't a 90-degree angle.
Yeah.
It was running in the hypotenuse for our geometry people.
I run too far on the hypotenuse. Whenever take the opposite, adjacent, whatever angle side. No, I mean perfect goal. Perfect goal, perfect play by Mitoma. But why? That's an embarrassment. That's like a posterizing in basketball.
And sometimes you just have a tip. And you know what, too? This is what I tell people that I know I'm a coach basketball. And I tell people that if you get dunked at, right? If it's a great poster, that poster would have never happened if you weren't playing good defense.
Oh, well, look at you, Junior. Imagine. Helping somebody else make posters. Ball of the week to Yankuba Mente for scoring 2 goals. Brighton, excellent in this football game. Chelsea, piss poor. Maresca said, you know, you can speak about many issues. There are many problems. The lack of a 9 is one of them. As in Nicholas Jackson out. Junior, Chelsea signed about 500 players. How is it possible that one missed player in Nicholas Jackson is being discussed as part of the problem with Chelsea Football Club currently?
I call it white privilege. Because when are we going to discuss Cole Palmer and his inability?
All right, then we will discuss Cole Palmer right now.
Exactly. Forget about Jackson. Forget about the players that are signed. Yes. You are supposed to be the big baller.
Yes.
Mitoma scored a great goal. Fine.
Yes.
Where are you coming up now and helping the team come up? This is a game that you must win it on. We're talking about Man City finishing in the top 4 and they're expecting to finish in the top 4. I mean, Chelsea, you are only chasing Nottingham Forest at this point. And you want to play Champions League. You're supposed to win this game. And you didn't. Where is your baller?
But Junior, all right. And I think we discussed this a few weeks ago. We both said, what will happen when Cole Palmer disappears? What will happen when Cole Palmer goes through a bad patch? And so this maybe is that patch right now. So how is it that the baller cannot get a break? I'm a human being like everybody else. Even the great Messi and Ronaldo have bad patches.
Like this?
By their standard.
Like this? No, no, come with the by the standard, no. Because earlier this season, people want to talk about Cole Palmer like he's going to win the Ballon d'Or.
Well, maybe he is, but not at the rate that he played yesterday. But nobody in Chelsea is in the Ballon d'Or at the rate they're playing now.
Well, that's true because their idiot coach came out and said that they are not contenders and they have not looked the same since.
I want to ask you something on the sidelines here regarding Chelsea and Maresca. Leading up to this football game, and it happened also, by the way, Brighton, this victory by Brighton is the second defeat to the same club in the span of a week. Brighton also eliminated Chelsea in the FA Cup, right?
Right.
When Maresca was asked about his opposite manager and the manager in the opposite dugout, Fabian Horsa, and the job he's doing at Brighton, Maresca decided to avoid the question and then praise the former manager Roberto De Zerbi. He also did the same thing in September when these two teams played. He praised Roberto De Zerbi and kind of disregard Fabian Horsa's work at Brighton. Junior, do you find that, is that a bit fiercey?
Of course it's very fiercey, and that's why it gets slapped 3-0. Chat too much, man.
It's just strange to me. They ask you about the manager, and of course Fabian Horsa then says, you know, he likes a little tension with them, with Chelsea. So there's something going on between these clubs. Are these coaches, are these teams?
Well, you know, it is the A team versus the B team, and the B team could be envious of where the A team status is, and every chance they get to rub their nose in it. Can't remember, you know, Brighton is Chelsea B, so
yeah.
just like how Southampton is Liverpool B.
And I mean, at some point, I probably need to look at the CV of these two managers. I think Fabian Horsa does have either the comparable experience as Maresca, or maybe even more. So I don't. Normally, when in the professional space, you ask about the opposite manager, you speak highly of them, unless you're Jose Mourinho and Arsene Wenger. You speak highly of them, but this brother is just, but as for Chelsea, what are the problems you see?
It is from the outside looking in, I can say that is from the outside, I can't say the coach chat too much and the players are playing based on the vibe that the coach gives them. But, sometimes when you look at a team and the team is made of nothing but transfers, there's a reason why a team transfers a player, right? There's a reason why I am willing to give up on this player and make you bring him in. And if you take a bunch of those young players that other teams have given up and have put them together, eventually the qualities that make them last make the other clubs see the value in the money them can return and those player services will show up at your new club. And unfortunately, you don't have that one player amongst that group that is the gem in the crown that can say, regardless of when we are playing low, I am the one that is untransferable. I am the one that is the first name on the team sheet. I am the one that's going to find a way to win. Where is their Virgil van Dijk?
Yeah, need an experienced player. Need some experience. Well, but I don't feel sorry for them. Big up, come on, says she's not feeling well. Big up. Of course, the better half of the Ball Chat family. Big up, come on. Big up yourself. Chelsea pick up a 3-piece meal against Brighton. And that's it for our EPL roundup. Longer than normal EPL roundup. EPL games coming up in the middle of the week. Our EPL game coming up in the middle of the week. EPL table. Liverpool at top with 60 points. And as normal, water is wet. Southampton at the bottom. Any big takeaways from the table? Anything that you want to point out before we take ourselves from it?
No, nothing other than I think the relegation probably is already set amongst the four teams. Wolves can get on a little run and get with themselves. But apart from that, I think the table is now starting to just shake itself out a little bit in the bottom half. I think the money-making part right now is going to be the top 6, top 7. And those races are going to begin to tighten up. But Liverpool keeps rolling.
Yeah, it almost seems like the relegation scenario is a 4-horse race, providing that West Ham can keep this pace between those 4 teams. Wolverhampton can find themselves in that bottom 3 if Ipswich or Leicester City can find some way to beat. So when these two teams they play each other and Wolverhampton, it's much big games those.
Yes.
Taking a look at La Liga, lot of discussions around La Liga and refereeing. Junior Jude Bellingham picked up a red card. Jude Bellingham said he told the referee F off, and allegedly the referee, or it's reported that the referee said he told him F you. Is there a difference between these two things, as you know it? I mean, are there differences between FU and F off? And do you find a larger problem with the refereeing in La Liga?
Against Real Madrid, yes, there is a larger problem.
Now, La Liga referees gave out 5 red cards this weekend.
The most important one, though, is the Real Madrid one.
So it's not the real one.
No, we know the backstory. But somewhere in the difference between an FU and an FF, there is a religious, there is a LGBTQ, there's a joke there that I'll have to be a real comedic writer to to pull it off. And if I don't, ball chat get cancelled the next day. So I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm just going to say there is a joke there somewhere. There's a religious son of a Gomorrah. There's a joke there somewhere. I just can't find it. But I think what is even funnier is the fact that both sides coming out and say the actual reason why and give it such descriptive, like it make a difference. Yo, I sent him off for dissent. That's it. We don't even know what him said. And Jude Bellingham come back now and say, no, actually, I didn't say F you. I said F off. Like the problem is the U and the half. Dude, is the F is the problem. Why we discussing
There's a lot of differences there.
What the hell is the difference? Is a U other than they even it's the same code, the same word code, the same 7 letters. I mean, it's just comedic, and I think it shows the frustration that both sides, the referees and Real Madrid, have with each other. That they get this petty to try to win the court of public opinion by being this descriptive. Now, this is just, yo, I decided to send him off for this said, and that's it. And if we don't find a tape on somebody telling the referee the same thing, and if they get a red card for that, we move on.
Hansi Flick chimed in, Junior, and said that it is disrespectful, of course, being the Barcelona manager. And he said that whether it's FU or F off, it's disrespectful.
It's disrespectful for him to comment on it, even though he's right. But you don't have to answer every question, Mr. Flick. Flick that question away, boss. You don't have to answer it. Why you answer it?
More racial abuse or racial chant in La Liga during Espanyol and Atleti. I guess this is normal for this is something that La Liga has suffered through and continues to suffer through. Atletico Bilbao, Inaki Williams, and his brother, of course, they're from the Basque Country. As the game was halted, Espanyol, of course. Sounds like La Liga.
Water is wet.
And well, it says in the 16-minute Quadra, Fernandez was forced to activate the anti-racism protocol for insults to Atleti forward Maron Sanadi, and reported by his teammate Inaki Williams. So it was not Inaki Williams it was dedicated to. It was dedicated, the racist chant was to the one Maron Sanadi.
And it don't make it any better or any worse.
Yeah. Of course, Athletic Club posted zero tolerance against racism. Zero tolerance for any kind of discrimination. There is no room for racist and racism at football stadium. Espanyol also posted similar message of support and stance against racism. So why Espanyol can't tell it dirty... you know what, let me not say anything. Why Espanyol can't tell them fans if it goes... You know what, if it stand at them yard.
All of the above, everything applies.
La Liga table, Real Madrid 1 point ahead of Atletico Madrid. Valladolid is at the bottom of the table. Atletico Madrid missed a golden chance to go up ahead of Real Madrid. They also picked up a red card, Junior. I don't hear a lot of complaining from Cholo and company about their red card. Pablo Barrios picked up a red card in the 7th minute. Your thoughts on Atletico missed opportunity here?
I think Cholo is playing a long game. I think he knows, like we all know, that you know what piss off the referee then? The referee them already vexed with that Madrid team already. Why add Athletic to
Why
it, right?
why then?
So yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So we're not gonna talk about the red card. But I think he did give up a golden opportunity, like you said, though, because they could have really, really put Real Madrid to the sword by taking the lead now and trying to maintain the lead. Right? And that is the opportunity that is lost by drawing this game. Now, there's an early red card. Was it a fair red card? I think so.
I didn't hear you. I was looking up the box.
Was it a fair red card?
Fear is all relative, Bridget. It's all relative. Barcelona round out the round against Rayo Vallecano. A victory for Barcelona will see them take the lead, the standing on goal difference. So, and yeah, people, we know it's Barcelona will beat Rayo Vallecano, but Rayo Vallecano, Ignacio Perez saying that they can win. Okay, Ignacio. Of course, you have to have faith, huh?
Sometimes people just chat too much.
Yeah. Champions League games coming up this week. Second leg, family Champions League. Second leg return matches in a chance to go to the round of 16. All eyes will be on, of course, the Man City versus Real Madrid football game. Man City. Junior, tell me how Man City lose that game. They led 2-1, 85th minute in the football game, only to succumb to a 3-2 lead, 3-2 defeat. They go to the travel to Bernabeu, down 3-2, needing to come back in this tie.
You asked me how they lost the game?
Yeah, we know so them lose the game by scoring one less goal. But exactly how did that happen? I mean, they were leading 2-1 in the 85th minute.
You know, Borussia Dortmund is upon them. I come sit your ass down right here, so I come sit down beside us on the bench, because we all see it all the time. It's almost expected to be the norm right now for Real Madrid. They're not out until the final whistle, and we all know that. So it is like I said, I expect a much tighter game this Wednesday. I think everybody thinks Real Madrid will run Man City off the field, which they very well could. But I have a funny feeling this game is going to be a lot closer than the experts think.
Yeah, I mean, the head-to-head between these two teams are usually pretty close football games, right? When they get to this phase of the competition, and I don't expect any difference in this game on Wednesday. You know, Real Madrid has to figure out the situation. Vinicius Jr. has to get more involved in it and pass the BBC ball and stop being unselfish. But it's hard for me to think that Madrid is not gonna put away Man City. I mean, it's hard for me to think that they won't.
Just bench him.
And granted, you know, we saw better Man City yesterday, and probably that's a good sign. Well, it should be a good sign for them, but it's hard for me to think that Madrid won't beat them. So maybe Man City will surprise us on Wednesday. That game is on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Other Champions League games coming up this round on Tuesday. AC Milan play Feyenoord. AC Milan down 1. AC Milan is leading that tie 1-0, I think. Bayern Munich 2-1. AC Milan is down 1-0. How AC Milan down 1-0 to Feyenoord? Atalanta versus Club Brugge. Brugge leading Atalanta 2-1. Benfica will play Monaco in the second leg. Those games are on Tuesday, and on Wednesday, Dortmund versus Sporting, Real Madrid versus Man City, Paris versus Brest, PSV versus PSV versus Juventus on Wednesday.
I just one game everybody want to watch. Is that Real Madrid?
Is that Real Madrid game?
Nobody don't care about this game.
It's and of course these 8 teams then will advance to face the other teams in the round of 16, you know.
Yeah.
In the bracket version. I mean, actually, how do you like this version of the Champions League? Have you make any final assessment?
At the end of the season, because I don't this team get a bye kind of thing. What I like about it is that it gives the teams more things to play for, even if you're high up in the league, right? So what that does is you can be like, what is it, 5th, 6th in the league, and you can take games off, right? But when you do that, you run the risk of playing in this play-in tournament, which is an extra 2 games, and you end up having a Man City versus Real Madrid, and not every team want that, right? So, we'll see, because those teams that get the bye, they have a great advantage.
Yes. But on the front end, this is why it's imperative that you make sure you qualify for that top 8, right?
Yes.
So this is why Liverpool and Arne Slot made sure that them take care of them business early, and so they don't have any problems coming up this late in the season, you know. Now to Jamaican Football Report, family. Heading over to Jamaican Football Report and starting off with the young reggae boys in CONCACAF U17 Men's Championship. Unfortunately, CONCACAF, the young reggae boys' road to the U17 World Cup ended, sadly, Junior, last night as they were defeated by El Salvador.
After needing just a point.
And they were eliminated, being the second team in their group, in Group H.
Needing just a point.
Just a point. The tournament, they played in El Salvador. A bitter defeat for the young reggae boys. Junior, I mean, any thoughts on this program? A lot of investment, a lot of focus was on this team, the coaching staff, and everyone. You know, these boys, they played. They were in Mexico for a few games, you know, leading up to this tournament. But somehow they couldn't just find it to advance to the next round of this tournament.
All right, so we have to get rid of this rhetoric of all we need is investment. Get rid of that rhetoric. El Salvador play football to you, and El Salvador want to play the World Cup too, right? Jamaica is not just an investment away from being a world power in football. You're not going to just get up 1 month and say, you know what, we have a tournament coming up next month, we want to win it. I don't see this thing work. At some point, we have to start. I am already off the hamster wheel. The way I treat these Jamaica games, especially on the youth level, is watch it, find a baller where we say, all right, we want to look for this baller years from now, and enjoy seeing the younger generation get a chance on a big stage to play some ball. But after that, no. There is no, it's more than short-term investment needed. Yeah, it's a cultural thing. If you are not, you only make it to one World Cup. The women's team, I think, have a different, not approach, but a different vibe around them when it comes on to World Cup competition, right? The men's team, no, Brett, no, we're not ready. There's a lot that needs to happen before. So, this money investment thing, and look at it that you're getting ready for the next one by starting now. If you can accelerate the clock and be successful now, that's great. But look at it like you're getting the next generation ready. Right? So the time Jamaica make it to the under-17 World Cup, you start with a 14-year-old. And then you build up for the next 3 years. I don't know. Sure. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, you know, it sometimes, as you said, some of these things they don't need any extra analysis. I mean, the cultural thing has to kind of change. Canada won Group A, Costa Rica won Group B, Mexico Group C, Honduras, Haiti, Honduras Group D, Haiti Group E, United States Group F, Panama Group G, El Salvador Group H. And I mean, ultimately, at the youth level, this is where you build your pipeline. And, you know, you always want to be very competitive and not only just be competitive, achieve success. So your young players can have that confidence, that self-belief going up against these regional opponents that when you see them later on at the men's level, at the senior level, you have some success against them. And unfortunately, you know, BM says Cayman, St. Lucia, and El Salvador can't get a better chance than that. I mean,
and he said call him naive, but he felt a group with 2 Caribbean minnows and a Central American minnow was the best opportunity to qualify for the World Cup. Hey, BM, call me naive, but El Salvador look at it and say, two Caribbean minnows and an overhyped minnow. Me have them and me a host it. They're the best chance to go World Cup. Jamaica is just overhyped. Yo, and there goes our few Jamaican subscribers. Our culture is one of just being too hype. Everything you feel like you're the best at. It's a great mindset.
But you have to start with that belief though, Junior, right?
Yes, but then also be prepared for reality. So you expect the best, but you prepare for the worst. And the worst is you are not a perennial under-17 World Cup qualifying team. You're not guaranteed to make it. Yes, you have a good chance. And I would say that Jamaica met expectations by having a chance in the last game, needing just a point to qualify, and you barely lose out 2-1. Instead of looking at this group of youngsters as failures, how about you start blooding them for the national team? How about you say, you know what? Want to show me that you have some form of ability. Let me take this group, put them away, and train them by themselves. Build them up. Somehow. I don't know how. We don't know if you can create a club with them. We don't know if you can. They're not the under-23s anymore, but you have Olympics. This should be a core of your Olympic qualification side.
No, but the thing that makes us even so hard and so disappointed for Reggae Boys fans, and we all not the same boat, is that you win the group, you directly qualify for the World Cup.
Right.
You win the group, El Salvador qualified direct, and so you have to then go into a tournament like this where you go into El Salvador, you have to prepare for the shenanigans. You have to prepare for everything that El Salvador is going to throw at you from a mental space, because you know when you play that game, El Salvador circled that game as saying, this is the game. We need to figure out a way to get past this Jamaican team and we will make it to the World Cup. So from a Jamaican vantage point, you also did the similar thing. But on that day is how taking advantage of the moment. It seems like sometimes during that football game last night, once we fell behind, we resorted to the long ball setup. We get this urgency. Of course, there's urgency. but we don't have this commitment of saying, playing to this format, keep the ball moving on the ground, utilize our speed, get behind this team, and try to score a goal and equalize. The players then, and I try not to be critical of young players because I understand that they're looking guidance, they're seeking guidance and they depend on adults to guide them. But this is where the coaching, and big up to the coaching staff because we know them, and we know so they're just as disappointed as every infant more than we, because they are the ones who are in the trenches, But it's just during that game last night, once we fell behind late, then it was panic station. And the long ball, and then El Salvador was prepared for it. They said, all right, let's see this ball. And then, of course, you touch an El Salvador player and say, yo, fall in a ref. And so, it's rough.
They reverted back to what they are culturally. They reverted football culture.
Yeah.
They reverted back to what is in their DNA.
Yeah.
Cannot be surprised.
Yeah. And so, just like, sorry, Junior, and BM says something really, really profound here. I was optimistic about this team because they were together for almost 2 years and were better prepared. Usually put a team together a month or two before the tournament. Yeah. And that's the thing about it too, it's like, yo, this team has been in the trenches, So then if 2 years is not enough, then you need an entire generational preparation.
Okay.
Or 10 years, 5 years, the pipeline for your run.
All right. So how many World Cups did Brazil won?
What, 5?
5.
Yeah.
How many Olympic gold medal have they won?
I think Brazil just won 1 Olympic gold medal. So the men's team, that is.
So how the hell Jamaica, when they win crap, not qualify for crap, you go and get up and think so 2 years of development? We're talking about a country that win 5 World Cup. Them World Cup winners have faced Olympic disappointment over and over and over again, and come back and forward back 4 or 5 years later and win World Cup. 7, 8 years later and win World Cup in some cases. It is not a bad thing. And BM, trust me, I was right there with you until I internally rationalize it this way. I guess it's my coping mechanism. Qualifying for the under-17 World Cup will be a plus, but it's not the end goal for this generation of baller. How about this? How about we see them do this in this tournament? Let me see how they play in the Olympic qualification. Let me see if the same coaching staff hopefully can stay together. If they can stay together for the next 2 years, and you put two or three older ballers amongst them, and can them go Olympic qualification, and let us see if in a game when they go down early against Honduras in Honduras, do they resort to long ball, or do the coaching staff show that they have learned from their mistakes and figure it out? We saw Nigeria beat Brazil in the Olympic final, right? Big up to Promise Isaac, rest in peace. Was the captain of that side. I was captain amongst them for that Nigerian team. How much of them ball did they come turn around with World Cup? So I'm talking about Brazil. So it's not the end of the world. Look at it this way. We're a better place than Cayman and St. Lucia.
I like your positivity, but I mean, Cayman, man, that's not take ball game serious right now. Man, that's not take ball game serious. And kudos to St. Lucia, and I think Stern John. I think it's Stern John is coaching down in St. Lucia and trying to do some work. He's at St. Lucia, Antigua, so they are evolving and improving. But if 2 years is not enough, then clearly management the JFF need to recognize that there has to be a long-term investment in the young talents coming through the ranks, because this team was in Mexico and they played a very good tournament in Mexico leading up to this tour. So I felt like, look, not only have you prepared them by giving them different environmental conditions, you've sent them to Mexico to try to mimic or try to replicate that Central American sort of vibes. And it also went to the wayside.
You just don't give up on them. That's all I'm saying. Just don't give up.
Yes. Don't give up. Don't give up. And so this is one of the big testament, or one of the big measure now of the JFF and the football program itself. Are one of the big evaluation of this program, because ultimately, with these young players, they're gonna need to be picked up no more than ever. And also you want to wrap your hands around them, or arms around them, and carry them, because you have something here. You keep this young group together and keep them playing, keep building, keep the coaching staff around them, support them, and make them, you lose today against the regional competition. Next time you see this similar competition, you should also be able to close the gap or even beat them.
But BM says, remember 2022 when we had DR to beat to qualify for the U20 World Cup? This feels like deja vu. Not to me, but okay. So let's see what them do for under this group. Let's see if all them learn for under 20. I think this same group will qualify, will work for under 20. I think.
The 2025 U17 World Cup will be held in Qatar. CONCACAF nations that have booked their ticket to the 2025 World Cup: Canada, Costa Rica, Mexico, Honduras, Haiti. Big up Haiti. Big up to the Haitian family. United States, Panama, big up Panama, Los Coloneros, El Salvador, big up yourself. Congrats to all the young players who have made it to this tournament, because they're monumental achievements. Hey, yeah, some of them money and I really leave them yard, much less now footballer carry them go foreign and different corners of the world expand their experience.
Yep.
So as you said, don't give up on this young group of players. Don't give up. On the young group of players. Junior, Jamaican Premier League. Well, before we go to Jamaican Premier League news, we have to salute Bunny Shaw. Junior, Bunny Shaw raised a fist after scoring a goal last with backlash against racism. She's been under attack in a few games. Bunny Shaw putting up the fist. Dr. Socrates, famously of Brazil, raised that fist back in the day. Bunny Shaw doing her thing. Junior, your thoughts on this? And we just talk about Mr. San Nandi in Espanol and in La Liga on the end of racial chants during the game against Atleti versus Espanol.
Yeah, and let's not forget about Tommy Smith and John Carlos.
Yes.
68 Olympics that did the same thing on the podium. It would have been nicer if I love it, especially for a Jamaican footballer. Normally when we see a player take a stand like this, is normally when they are at the end of their careers and have nothing to lose, right? Bunny is in the prime of our career and took this stand, which is very risky, extremely risky, and I salute her for that. Really salute her for doing that, because it can go either way. It really can. It would have been nice if the whole team did it. I think that was a missed opportunity from football to really send a message. It would have been nice if the teammates seeing it, they stop and say, "No, come, everybody come." If I was the captain, I would have pulled everybody to the side and said, "Yo, we're gonna support this," right? And what that shows is that we know it's premeditated, but it's internally premeditated. It's not something that she told the team that I was going to do this if I score. So there are so many loose ends to this conversation, but all around it all will end in. I am proud that she stood up in this moment. I'm proud that she took this opportunity to make her voice be heard, took the risk that a lot of people wouldn't take, and salute to her. And hopefully this turn into something more.
Yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, my position on this, you have a voice. Tell Dirty Babylon figure about them clot. And Bunny Shaw fully support her and her position and her stance. And yo, we're gonna probably raise a fist over ball chat against Babylon and against Dirty Babylon. You know, so Bunny Shaw definitely been getting it from the racist people, but taking a stand, and most importantly also, equally as important, Bunny Shaw scored 2 goals, so she's also excelling at her work, at her fundamental responsibility, you know, is do her job and do her thing. So big up. Ball of the week to Bunny Shaw. Baller of the week. Tell Dirty Babylon about them clot. Continue our Jamaican football roundup, family. Shamar Nicholson got some minutes against Juarez in the Mexican League. It's good to see Boza on the park. You know what? It's early days yet, but it's good to see Boza on the park. How do you expect him to adapt for this new club in Club Tijuana?
I think he can thrive as a striker in the Mexican League. These are the views of Jude and that of Balchat. Boza is a towing baller, very fast, and have a good shot at him and can control the ball. The Mexicans are normally very small in stature.
Yes.
Nicholson supposed to thrive in that league. Hopefully take the opportunity. Plus, regardless of how the national team is playing, Mexico is football heritage in CONCACAF, and they have their own style of ball. Nicholson will get better. He will get better if he takes ball serious over there. So just stay far away from them guys.
Why is that even necessary? What headline? Well, yo, we're not gonna bring up the man and talk about them one of them mother cooking, you know. Who was that player again who said they miss their mother cooking?
Oh, that the law.
No, yeah. And do you remember what club he was at in Mexico?
Was it Tigres?
Was it Tigres?
Was it Tigres or was it BM?
Yeah, probably one of them. BM will tell us. You know, and Andelo famously said he misses his mother's cooking. So man say I go around the yard. Big up Nana Low wherever you're there. My world, the general baller. Absolute baller. Not a yard player in Mexico doing quite well with her club. Denisha Denden Blackwood playing for Cruz Azul. They defeated Puebla 5-0. Denden, she's enjoying her time in Mexico. She's been there for quite a while, and she's been doing quite well. So big up to Denisha Denden Blackwood. Continuing our Yawd Ballers report, we want to update on man called Corey Bennett Jr. and his Al Nassr team finally won a football game. Boy, I can't because of Wolmers or the Wolmers effect, but they won a football game 4-0. Hopefully this is the start of many more victories for Corey Bennett and Al Nassr and Kuwait, because ultimately they want to push out of that lower part of the table.
Yeah.
Lower part of the table.
Score too.
Crystal Palace ladies and your baller on-field General Junior. They picked up a 3-1 defeat against Manchester United, but Jamaica's own Alison Swaby did play the entire game Alistair Swabe is still finding it a little bit tricky to kind of seal up that. What the coach says? Seal up? Seal up that Crystal Palace defense.
Well, I mean, she wasn't at fault for any of the goals, too, right? So.
Yeah, but I mean, now you are the leader of the pack, the experience of the pack.
Well, yeah.
Time for a seal up.
Yeah.
You know, but big up to the wonderful, you know.
That first game.
Yeah, man, that first game. If you have any Jamaican player that you want to highlight, send them on, family, during the Jamaican Football Report. Big up to all the Yawd Ballers, them out the road who doing their business home and abroad. Jamaican Premier League action. I think most notably, Mobile United decided to tell their head coach, or decided to part ways with coach Rodolfo Zapata. I'm a bit surprised by this one, Junior, but it seems like it's a mutual parting of ways. Mobile United has been doing well. They're sitting, third in the table or so. Only a ball game left. Maybe Mr. Zapata decides he needs to go my yard. Argentinian.
You never know. And there's always some other story there, right?
Yes, there's what I'm saying, three sides to a story.
Yeah.
Your story, my story, and the truth.
There's always something else that's going on. We'll just leave it at that.
So, I mean, and interestingly, I mean, Mobile United was doing quite well. So now they're, chairman of Mobile United, Johan Epstein, says now they will search for an interim. So it seems like it was a surprise move now that the fact that they are searching for an interim.
Right. So it is abrupt.
It's abrupt.
And unexpected.
Epstein says, quote, I come to you this morning to share a decision of the club and coach to make a change at this time. While we thank the coach for his work and positive support during his tenure, we both feel that this decision is the best for the club at the time. How can the decision be the best for the club at the time?
You never know. MLS is about to start up.
Okay.
But
maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But wish Zapata all the best and wish Mobile United all the best. Because, as a man in the western part of the island, and I'm yearning for more sort of upliftment from the western football teams and return to the days of dominance. And Mobile United is one of the bright spots, if not the only bright spot in the western part of the island. This is the second foreign manager that Mobile United decided to let go when decided to part ways with when they're doing well. Brazilian Dos Santos was also, they parted ways with Brazil, Nadir Dos Santos. I don't know what's going on over Mobile United. I don't know what's going on.
He's fishy, but soon the lid will come off.
I don't know what. In regards to Premier League results, Cavalier defeated Milan 3-0. Nothing new. Chapelton and Vere drew 1-1. Dumbo Holden with a massive victory over Firehouse, aka Waterhouse. Racing United and Portmore United drew 1-1. Harbourview dropped to Ardent 1-0. And I think yesterday Mount Pleasant Butterbrews Vere United. How much Mount Pleasant did you give Vere? I can't remember.
3?
Yeah, something after that. Your thoughts on the Jamaican Premier League? We'll have a view on the last round. Harbourview and Vere United drew 1-1. So that was on the 13th. So that
Harbourview is a team I just can't get right. I like the parity though. I really like it. And Vere is in preseason mode right now. They might get ready for next season.
Harbourview and Vere are battling for relegation. if you look at the table, Humble Lions seems like their goose is cooked. Sitting at the bottom of the table on 15 points. Veer is on 19. Veer with minus 27 goal difference on 19 points. Have a view on 12 in 12th position with 20 points with minus 16 goal difference.
And Veer gave up a great opportunity to get within 1 point of to actually tie with Chapelton if they had won the game.
Yeah, if they had won the game, yeah.
They would have leapfrogged Harborview and be Chapelton would still be at 11th spot, but ahead on goal difference. So that was that's a momentous drop. That game. If we want to be Veer fans and more lines out there can thank the lucky stars that both teams that are below them drew. So we'll see how it ends up. For me though, I am hoping Veer still. I think Jamaica Premier League needs Craig Butler. I really do. I think
why do they need Craig Butler?
Because Craig Butler is, for lack of a better term or better words, Craig Butler is the face of the Jamaican Premier League. He is. Speed is not, and I'm talking in terms of marketing, in terms of building a hype around the league. I think they need Craig Butler more than Craig Butler needs them. So
yeah, I think probably I agree with that.
Right.
It's controversial figure or whatever. I mean, he is a good. He could bring a lot more eyes to the league.
Yes, and he needs an opposite.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, he's a good. He knows football, no ball, so a good football man. Yeah, him know ball, but him don't know how going with Veer United.
I would love. I can't even think of. If one coach had come to mind, Jeffrey Maxwell. I think rest in peace, Jeffrey Maxwell. But if we had a Jeffrey Maxwell type, which Craig Butler ironically is Jeffrey Maxwell, if you really think about it, is that
really good though, Junior? Because I mean, as good as Jeffrey was and controversial he was, what was his level of success though?
Oh no, Jeffrey Maxwell was I think Carl Brown. BM says, I think you're overhyping Butler. The man is toxic. I'm not talking about Butler as a football mind. I'm talking about the marketing and making, like when Veer play Cavalier, that's must see TV, right? Because
until them now win the ball game.
True, but until Speed just give up on it. I could have sworn, and hopefully, if Jeffrey Maxwell is still alive, apologies, Mr. Maxwell, apologies. But I could have sworn.
No, I think Jeffrey Maxwell has been created helping the club Waterhouse win the Premier League. He has been described as, according to Wikipedia, as, quote, created history as the first man to have actually coached the Manning Cup and Doncaster Cup competitions in the same season, while both teams are still actively engaged in the competitions. What kind of major accomplishment that?
Oh, what a wicked brother right the Wikipedia page.
How is that a major accomplishment?
No, I big up to Jeffrey Maxwell. If as I say, I'm not sure. I know there were some health issues at one point, right? So let me just clean it up. Jeffrey Maxwell, for me, for what I heard, is probably the best local Jamaican coach of all time, second to Carl Brown. And that's something that I always grew up hearing. And there was always a rhetoric out there that if Jeffrey Maxwell was given the Jamaica team later on in his career, Jamaica would have progressed a lot better, a lot farther under Jeffrey Maxwell than they did under Carl Brown. Talking before Simoes. If you had given Jeffrey Maxwell that Anthony Carter team, there's a rhetoric out there that Jamaica would have been more successful than just a Caribbean Cup team.
Yes. I mean, he did receive recognition last year from the JFF. This was January of last year. Award collected by his son. I mean, he definitely did a lot for Jamaican football, without a doubt. He's one of those coaches who have left his mark. Fiery coach, but I don't know sometimes if it's the ball or it's the argument.
The ball, but I think that's what was coming back to, because at the awards he didn't go to the awards
because of health.
That's why I said I know there were some health issues, but I didn't get any confirmation.
Yeah.
So no apologies before the email ball chat and I cuss you off. No, I'm not saying it. I was just thinking out loud.
Yeah, but Jeffrey Maxwell definitely left his mark. I mean, so you said that you would put Jeffrey Maxwell right there with Carl Brown.
Of course. Okay. Locally, yes, of course. That Waterhouse, Jeffrey Maxwell, of course. Now, Carl Brown, Ardent Gardens, some big side. And
Carl Brown did wonderful things at Boys Town too. So
Boys Town, yeah. I said Ardent Gardens, Boys Town.
I don't know about Ardent. Yeah, Boys Town.
Yeah, Boys Town. But but I think the personality that Jeffrey Maxwell brought and the brashness, I think Butler will do well with an anti-Butler. And Jamaica, if Speed would just entertain Butler, subscriptions will go up for Jamaican Premier League football.
Let me ask you this. Tariq McGee is a player at Vere Phoenix United. We never got your thoughts on Tariq. He has, been on the field for them in a few games now. Any thoughts on Tariq in this Vere Phoenix outfit? And do you think this will limit his growth in any way, shape, or form? He was on the field in the game against Chapelton, got subbed out. The game ended 1-1.
Stop the cap. You're capping Benta. Stop the cap. He's just there to regain his fitness as he get ready to go to Belgium.
What is the stop your capping foolish?
You remember Butler when I tell MG stop the cap? When MG
big up military.
Military Gouda did accurately report that Tariq McGee was getting ready to play the Jamaican Premier League, and he did throw water on the Vere reveal, and I think Butler took offense to that and tell everybody stop the cap about it. So BM says that there's probably some truth to the I probably agree with BM to some extent regarding the Butler toxicity. But drama sells, and I think that with Butler's drama, the Premier League can use the marketing. It can help with the marketing, Remember we were here on the show during COVID. And yes, Ball Chat, we were live every week during COVID. Remember when JPL was coming back after COVID, Mr. Mann said Jamaican Premier League can rival the English Premier League later on. You remember? You remember the brashness in the conversation, in the talk about how the field is better and the marketing is better and blah blah blah. You remember? Yes. They need the coaching. We need coaches out there to kind of build up the hype.
Mount Pleasant sitting on the summit in the Premier League. Mount Pleasant on top of Whitmore doing an impressive job. At the big side. This is the big side. Arne Garden sitting in second on 55 points. Mount Pleasant on 50 Arnott's on 51, Mount Pleasant's on 55. Mobile United in third. Now looking for a coach, Mobile United in third on 45 points, Cavalier 41, Portmore 40, and Waterhouse 34. Those are the top 6 teams. Promotion looking to the league playoff. And yeah, man. That is it, family. That is it. Ball chat, long show today, wonderful discussion. Champions League football coming up this week. We didn't touch MLS. We have some MLS news we want to discuss in the next episode because, Miguel Almiron is back in town. We have to link Miguel Almiron and see what I go on with him. Junior said, okay. Atlanta United fans, some of us are excited. So we'll discuss some MLS news coming up. By the way, we need to start do a call-in show, People need to start. We need to start do a call-in show in the midnight week. Yeah, man. Connect with us. Big up to all listeners. If you're new again to Ball Chat, remember to smash the like button. If this is a content for you, subscribe to the channel. Football show, recap show every week. We discuss all things or a lot of things football. Yep. Connect with us on Instagram at Ball Chat Podcast, on Blue Sky also at Ball Chat Podcast. We're on Facebook at Ball Chat, TikTok Ball Chat _podcast. You can email us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. Shout out to the family over at I Am Jamaica Facebook group, collaborators with Ball Chat. Check out I Am Jamaica Facebook group. We're gonna do a wall-to-wall preview of AFCON coming up soon. AFCON Cup of Nations, the groups are set. Ball game coming up in the summer. Yo, be safe, have a great week, and chat safely out the road, family. We're gone,
Big up, and behave. Drink some ginger tea. Don't make